In our story, it is very important that we make sure that the bug, when it flies in from the pond, ends up exactly where we want it, which is its current position in our scene setup, a ½ meter in front of the frog's tongue. The easiest way to do this is to mark its position, its ending position, and then we can tell the bug to fly to that position. In the Objects Control panel, we have a menu item called Markers. By selecting it, we see that it's possible to place camera markers and object markers. We want to make sure that we have selected Bug in the object tree. And then now we can create an object marker at the bug's current position. By clicking on this button, Alice shows us where this marker is. Now this marker is something that we can see in our scene setup and in our scene views for both our scene editor, and when we go back to edit code, in the scene view of the code editor. But when we click on run, the marker is not visible. We do not see that marker in the scene. So let us now go back to the scene editor by clicking on Edit Scene. And we now know that we have the ending position. But what we would also like to do is mark our beginning position, because that's probably also the same place that we will just have the bug carry the frog to before dumping it in the pond. So I'm going to go to the Camera View menu and select the Layout Scene view. From this view, I can now grab the bug, not grab the ground, and that's a problem. I don't want to do that. So I grab the bug by selecting the bug object, clicking on it, and pulling it back to the position on the pond I want it to end up. This may take some practice. You always have undo if you move the wrong things. So I now have the bug in a starting position, and I need now to create a marker for that starting position. So now I have two markers for the bug. A red marker, which is where he's going to end up, and the green marker for where he's going to start from and where we're going to have him dump the frog. We can check to see that this works, test it in other words, by right-clicking on Bug, selecting Procedures from the context menu, and then choosing Move and Orient to the red marker. This is exactly the same Move and Orient to that we used before when we told the bug to move to the frog's tongue. By selecting Procedures, Move and Orient to, I can then select Bug Green, and now it goes back to its starting position. So now I have a sense of how the bug will get from its starting position to the position of where the frog's tongue can grab it. I now go back to starting camera view, and I'm ready to move on to the next step.